Yes, people, welcome back to another video where Crystal Palace just keep on marching on. Incredible. Like they deserve their flowers. People should put more respect on Crystal Palace's name because I don't think they're spoken about enough. Unbeaten and 14 in the Premier League. Community Shield and FA Cup winners. Olivia Glasner turning it around. Sarah Mateta continuing to do what they do. And now going to Aston Villa and crushing them 3-0 in the Premier League. Now, guys, look, Crystal Palace might be that type of club that people will say, they're probably not going to do too much in Europe or they're never going to win the league and stuff like that. Of course not. But the truth is, Crystal Palace can fully maximize what their potential is by staying in Europe as long as possible, trying to crack the top 7, top 8 again this season, which is going to be so difficult. But why not have big dreams? Why not have big ambitions of even securing top 10 this season? Because on top of playing in Europe and then playing in the Premier League on the weekend, that's going to be hard. We know that Newcastle struggled with it a few years ago. Aston Villa themselves struggled with it when they got in the Champions League. But this Crystal Palace team just deserve their plaudits. They deserve me to talk about them because what they did to Aston Villa, they crushed them from pillar to post, from minute 1 to minute 90. Where I saw Aston Villa fans leaving the ground inside the last 5-10 minutes. And that doesn't really happen, especially with an Unai Emery team that is so tactically set up to be robust, compact, work hard, be physical. You can't break them down as easy. And Crystal Palace today said, yeah, do you know what? No problem. We're going to let you have the ball and we're going to pick you off in the moments when we need to. And they certainly did that. And I'm going to start with El Capitano, Marc Guehi. And whether he leaves the club or not as I make this video, that guy today was an absolute monster. And if Liverpool were looking at that game this evening, they should be making another bid. They should be paying whatever Crystal Palace want, despite him having one more year left on his deal, because that guy is growing. And he is becoming super rock solid. Super rock solid. Like, I'm starting to put him up there as one of the best defenders in the Premier League because I used to have little doubts about Marc Guehi, like whether he could do it at the top level, at the highest level. But now he's become a full-fledged England international where I put him automatically into the starting 11. I'm now looking at him leading and captaining Crystal Palace where he's become that figure in that team, that driving force, the one that's energizing, galvanizing, leading by examples, shouting instructions when he needs to. But he does it in the right moments, like we saw when he was shouting at Dean Henderson to come out and claim the ball. But it makes everyone step up. And then to get a goal like that, where he literally wraps it into the top corner and leaves the Aston Villa goalkeeper standing. That performance today was top class. Because as a defender, he was on Ollie Watkins. He didn't give Ollie Watkins a moment to breathe. Every duel, every hustle, it was either him or Lacroix. Just getting in there, getting stuck in, pinching the ball back, intercepting, winning headers. Like, the art of defending is to defend. And Marc Guehi and Lacroix, they loved to defend. That's what they want to do. They breathe that. They say, under Glasner, okay, let other teams have the ball. That's fine, because we can sit in our shape. We can remain compact. We know how to do the dark arts. They've done it at Chelsea on the opening day of the season, frustrated them. They've gone to Aston Villa today, another top Premier League club over the last 2 or 3 seasons, and they've kept a clean sheet. Again, this team is not a joke. And when you talk about unbeaten records and unbeaten in 14, 9 in the league, their last loss, I think, was maybe Newcastle or something like that. It's impeccable. The job that they're doing right now is top. It's European. It's top 7 stuff in the Premier League. The consistency, the performances, how drilled they are, how oiled they are. They all know their roles. Oliver Glasner, fair play to you, because I remember there was a game where he had to win it or he was potentially getting the sack. And now you look at him and you're thinking, if top clubs lose their manager and they want to have someone that can play with a back 3, Oliver Glasner, he is your man. He is your man, because that guy seems like a proper coach. He seems like a coach that motivates players. He seems like a coach that really understands his system. He gets his team playing football where they're shouting "Ole, Ole" at Villa Park. And he seems like a really, really good man manager. And I think that is so key in today's modern football. Players are sensitive, players are on social media. But he seems Justin Devaney, Jefferson Lerma, even coming on and playing an instrumental part when Adam Morton's unfortunately got injured. They just seem to have that chemistry there within the squad where everyone is playing their roles. And look, Crystal Palace has seen their team lift the FA Cup. They've seen their team beat Liverpool in the Community Shield, whether it was on penalties or not. They still got it over the line. And they are just a serious outfit. And whoever plays them, home or away, is going to have a difficult game. It is going to be a hard night in the office. And I think people need to remember this. When you look at Crystal Palace as well, they've not really had the opportunity to go out and spend in the window. They've lost their talisman in that front three in terms of Eberechi Eze, the link between midfield and attack, the creator, the spark. They brought in Yeremy Pino in from Villarreal. But other than that, when you look at this Crystal Palace team, it's exactly the same team as it was last season. When you've got other teams around them who are competing for the same spots, improving their squad, spending money, Crystal Palace have not actually done that. So that even shows more of a remarkable job that Glasner has been able to come into this Premier League season, maintain and sustain the performance he's doing, and keep the same squad hungry, motivated. Because trust me, I've been around when it comes to football, and you need to add 2 or 3 additions sometimes to just re-energize the squad, get the mentality, keep the tab switched on, because new players come in and they have that sort of hunger, that belief again, and it feeds into the squad. But he's not had the opportunity to even go out and spend a lot of money and bring a lot of players in. So then to still carry on doing these performances, what a coach at the moment. What a phenomenal job he's doing at Crystal Palace. And look, I think Sarr and Mateta deserve a mention, because these guys on top of Eberechi Eze have been carrying the fort in that final third for over a year now. And they have been doing such a good job. They seem to just get their roles. They work hard. They score goals. They create. Look at Mateta today, getting the crowd going, winning a corner or winning a throw-in it was in the last few minutes. The players and the fans, they resonate with each other. There's a family down there in South London. Ismail Assar wasn't exactly the best of Ismail Assar today, but he still worked hard, of course, and played a part in the team performance. But then even to get his goal at the end from the Lacroix flick on, you know, that never say die attitude, getting in the right place at the right time. You know, Sarr and Mateta, and I've liked Sarr, even when he was at Watford. I thought that was such a smart, intelligent signing when they got him from Marseille, I believe it was, when he went out into France. And then to get Mateta, who didn't quite start off, you know, as well as he would have liked, but to have the belief and stick with him and give him that chance in the number 9 role, of him to now flourish and become a key guy with Sarr in that attack. They've got 2 players that are physical, they can run, they can work hard, they're strong, tailor-made for the Premier League. And when you have players like that in your side, you've always got a chance, because they're always going to cause teams problems. But what they done to Villa tonight cannot go under the radar. They dominated them on the ball. They dominated them physically. You know, they limited them to creating not many clear-cut chances. They kept Rodgers, Watkins, Daniel Marlin, Evan Gaswan quiet. You know, Adam Wharton just doing what he does. Michael Carrick 2.0. Please come to Manchester United one day. Please, Adam Wharton. You're the Michael Carrick replacement I've been asking for a decade. But Crystal Palace fans, you need to enjoy this, man. You really do, because you've got something real going on at that football club right now. The fans and the players are connecting. You're getting consistent performances. You can now talk and walk around the street saying you're unbeaten in 14. That's Man City and Arsenal form. That's Liverpool form. That's Manchester United back in the day under Sir Alex Ferguson. Respect it, people. Respect what Crystal Palace are doing. And they deserve everything they're getting right now, because to go to Chelsea and get a draw, to go to Aston Villa and destroy them like that, you know, yes, you drew with Nottingham Forest. That's always going to be a bit of an up and down game, 50-50. But you guys have got so much to look forward to this season, and you're in Europe now. So you're going to be going around Europe, enjoying your evenings, getting them trips, booking them flights. Make the most of it, Crystal Palace fans, because what your coach is doing is special. What your players are doing for the badge is special. And I think you deserve this video, man. So, yeah, guys, enjoy that win. I just had to come on here and just spit some lyrical about Crystal Palace, because I love the foundations that they're doing with the lack of money that's spent in the window and keeping that core together, keeping the hunger, putting the foundations in. And they're just so consistent right now. And they are going to be difficult for anyone to beat. But guys, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video if you haven't already. And I love to be doing content on these sort of clubs that, you know, are not in the top 6. You know, I love talking about these teams that I do watch as well. And I hope you guys are enjoying it too. Bless up.